Today's verse today is 1 Peter 3, verse 12. 1 Peter 3, verse 12. It says, "For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil." Now, that's kind of self-explanatory, but what I like this is the little reference over here in this little margin here. It has the reference page, and it says, God's face hidden in the whole section where it's talking about God hiding his face several times. So it puts all those together on page 1275 of the reference page. Or number 1275, they won't have this all of those in there. So we put the reference number, kind of like a dictionary, how I'll have the first word and the last word on the page. So reference 1275. It says 1274 on this side and 1307 on this side. 1275. It says God's face hidden on account of sin. So let's look at Genesis 4:14 real quick. I hope you can't hear everybody talking over there. Genesis 4:14. It says, "Behold, you have driven me today away from the ground, and from your face I shall be hidden. I shall be a fugitive and wander on the earth. Whoever finds me, kill me." That is where Cain was hidden from God's face. Let's look at Leviticus 26:17. That's another one to look at over here. And then I'll get into the verse today from the other day that I think I may have passed it for this one. Leviticus. Leviticus. There it is. I'm going to pass it again. Leviticus 26:17. Leviticus 26, verse 17. "I will set my face against you, and you shall be struck down before your enemies. Those who hate you shall rule over you, and you shall flee when none pursues you." Basically, all these is sin happening, and then you not being in God's, well, not you necessarily, but the person in the story. I like to put myself in the person of the story's shoes. And in this case, and all the other cases, the person in the story did wrong, to sin and were no longer in the presence of God, which is a scary situation to be in. Now we're getting there. Now, the verse of the day for the other day, I've actually got a long list of notes here. And that is Zechariah 14, verse 9. Zechariah 14, verse 9. There's two might be on here with the Bible. Not too late. It says, and the Lord will be king over all the earth. On that day, the Lord will be one, and his name will be one. Now, on mine, I'll read to you real quick. It's on 2649 for reference pages. But I took the liberty of writing them all down right here. For instance, Exodus 20, verse 3 says, you shall have no other God before me. This is obviously when God's laying out the Ten Commandments. Deuteronomy 4:35, to you it was shown that you might know the Lord is God, there is no other besides him. Psalm 83:18 says, that they may know that you alone, whose name is Lord, are the most high over all the earth. Psalms 86 verse 10 says, for you are the great and do wondrous things, you alone are God. In the New Testament, there's references to this too. Acts 19:26 says, and you see and hear that not only in Ephesus, but in almost all of Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away many people, saying, gods made by hands are not God. Which is really important because a lot of people seem to think their golden statue of Buddha is a god, and it's not, obviously. It's just a gold statue, kind of like the golden pen. Let's see. Mark 12:29 says in red letters, the most important is, hear, O Israel, in the Lord our God, the Lord is one. That was in red letters, so that was Jesus saying, there's only one God. That's what it means. Now, obviously, the whole Trinity is three in one. So don't get that confused. So I'm going to do something a little bit interesting because in Ezekiel, I was hearing about this. I can't remember which verse it is, but I heard about it. That's two in here, and I don't like the way they do it. And this is going by way faster than I thought it would. So, I believe it's in Ezekiel chapter 10. This is where he's describing all stages. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 10. And then the completely wrong side of Ezekiel, maybe just 1 minute. Ezekiel chapter 10. Ezekiel chapter 10. Alright. Then I looked, and behold, on the expanse that was over the heads of the cherubim, there appeared above them something like a sapphire, in appearance like a throne. And he said to the man clothed in linen, go in among the whirling wheels underneath the cherubim. Fill your hands with the burning, and the house filled with the cloud, and the court was filled with the brightness of the glory of the Lord. And the sound of the wings of the cherubim was heard as far as the outer court, like the voice of God Almighty when he speaks. And when he commanded the man clothed in linen, take fire from beneath the whirling wheels from between the cherubim, he went in and stood beside the wheel. And the cherubim stretched out his hand from beneath the cherubim to the fire. No, the cherub stretched out his hand from beneath the cherubim to the fire that was between the cherubim, and took some of it and put it into the hands of the. He took it and went out. The cherubim appeared to have form of a human hand under their wings, and I looked, and behold, there was 4 wheels beside the cherubim, one beside each cherub, and the appearance of the wheels was like sparkling beryl. There's a reference page to that. We'll look at that in just a second. And as far as their appearance, the 4 had the same likeness, as if a wheel were within a wheel. When they went in any of their without turning as they went. But in whatever direction the front wheel faced, the others followed without turning as they went. And the whole body, their rims and their spokes, their wings, and the wheels were full of eyes all around. The wheels that had 4 of them, that the 4 of them had. As for the wheels, they were called in my hearing the whirling wheels. And every one of them had 4 faces. The first was the face of the cherub, the second one was the face of the human face, and the third was the face of a lion, and the fourth was the face of an angel. Not angel, an eagle. I don't know why I said angel. And the cherubim mounted up. These were the living creatures that I saw by the cherub canal, the Chabar canal. Sorry, I'm over here crossing my lines because my eyes are stupid. And when the cherubim went, the wheels went beside them. And when the cherubim lifted up their wings to mount up the earth, or mount up from the earth, the wheels did not turn from beside them. When they stood still, these stood still. And when they mounted up, these mounted up with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in them. Then the glory of the Lord went out from the threshold of the house and stood over the cherubim. And the cherubim lifted up their wings and mounted up from the earth before my eyes as they went out, with the wheels beside them, as they stood, and they stood at the entrance of the east gate of the house of the Lord. And the glory of the God of Israel was over them. These were the living creatures that I saw underneath the God of Israel by the Chabar canal, and I knew that they were cherubim. Each had 4 faces. Each had 4 faces, and each had 4 wings. And underneath their wings was the likeness of human hands. And as for the likeness of their faces, they were the same faces whose appearance I had seen by the Chabar canal. Each of them went straight forward. Now, that is Ezekiel's vision of the angels. Now, Burl, back over here when it says, and the appearance of the wheels was like sparkling beryl, Beryl. I have no idea what that is, but the reference pages shows 2846 on the reference page, so just give me just 1 second. 2846. And if you can't read this, don't worry. I will be sure and put it on my TikTok as well. 2846. I'm marking my page with my finger here. Just 1 second. 2846. And right up here, near the margin. And it says, precious stones. Okay. It's also in Revelations 21, verse 20. So let's look at Revelations 21, verse 20. I'm still getting used to reference Bible as I flip to the back of the book when the reference pages are in the back of the book. There's Revelations 21 and 20. Revelations 21 and 20. Revelations 21 and 20. Oh no, I saw it and then switched it over. Alright, where's the back? And the 5th onyx, the 6th carnelian, the 7th scarabite, the 8th beryl, the 9th topaz, and the 10th chrysoprase? I can't pronounce that. The 11th jacinth, and the 12th amethyst. Okay, so yeah, it's obviously a type of rock. But apparently they're expensive rock because I had anodized, and people like to pay pretty penny. But so we have all these awesome things on this Bible, like the reference pages, the tree of Moses' life. Um, I can't get into how cool this is. I have a video on my YouTube already where I found a deal where it was talking about how there's a bunch of things in the Old Testament that prophesied what was going to happen with Jesus and stuff before it happened. Well, that's in the back of this book too. I did not realize that at the time. Now I'm trying to re-find that page so I can show y'all real quick. This is great for trying to really get a synopsis of everything. Synopsis. I'm sorry. It even has like a map detailing everything about the current Bible right here. And as you can see, the Apocrypha is kind of off on its own. But it's pretty cool. Um, it even has a list of the Apocrypha books, like First and Second Esdras, Tobit, Judith, the additions to Esther, the Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiasticus, uh, the letters of Jeremiah. It's pretty cool. Um, I'm surprised I still don't have anybody in here. Is that just that boring deal? Trying to find that prophecies page. But I think it was pretty cool. Like literally every single one of these pages, all the reference deals, will have something related to everything. You can barely see it. Literally. Super simple. That's kind of easier for y'all to understand. Look, every reference to marriage right here. Love over here. Hatred. Mankind. Exactly like a dictionary. I think it's pretty cool because it lays it out in a simple way for you to study. Now, I'm trying to find that page. Apostasy over here, unfaithfulness, unbelievers, faith. And it literally goes through anything and everything you can possibly think of. It has commitment, backslaves, all references to God, all references to businesses and work. Uh, Here we go. There's a whole list of where, there's like a summary of everything right here. As it shows Bible character studies. It has the prominent characters, the outline of the history of the apostles, Isaiah's portraits of Christ, synoptic portraits of Christ, John's portraits, Paul, Peter's apocalyptic portraits, counters, um, trying to find the page I saw that had all the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. And I thought it was pretty cool, probably the coolest page of the whole thing I saw. But I did not see it. You know what? Let's just go to the tree of Jesus' life. It's on page 1896. 1896. 1896. Yeah, it lays out in a very complex but highly detailed pattern at the end. You see the pre-existence of Christ as the roots of the Christ of obscurity, where the years where he's preparing, the years of inauguration, this is when he first starts his ministry. The year of popularity, which is when people start following him, which catches the eye of the Pharisees, which starts the year of opposition. The suffering over here, which gets into the last months. And of course, Passion Week is when the cross starts up over here. We got Good Friday, the Easter appearances, risen Christ, glorified Christ. After Easter, and then up at the top, what hasn't necessarily happened yet is the second coming of Christ. Even though some people believe they are the second coming, even though it's obvious they're not. No question there. That's crazy. Surprised. I wish I had some people here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to call it here. Look at all this.